a tap call.
Now let's start with the Rita Cosby stuff.
All right.
Rita Cosby's on Fox News Channel. She's been on with us a number of times, and she's trying to get him to talk to her. And in this first clip we're going to play, he swears at her. Gives her the FU, which obviously we've bleeped out, but it's about 3 seconds.
You would think to a chance to go on national TV and try to expand the interest in the search for your wife would lead to someone being enthusiastic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When you're
by this point, which is I think January 31st, and the whole world. I think he's already done the Diane Sawyer interview, and
I'm sick of it. He feels like he's done enough. He's done enough faking. All right. He's done enough playing the part of the grieving husband. He doesn't want to hear from Rita Cosby or anybody else anymore. So let's play the first Rita Cosby clip here.
Hey, Scott, it's Rita Cosby calling as suggested. I wanted to touch base with you.
Stop it. You can barely hear it.
Did you pick the? I wasn't sure of what I heard. I just heard beep.
Yeah, you hear beep. That's where he used the F word. And if you listen really closely, you can hear him muttering in a small voice, "You, Rita."
Oh, you do? I didn't pick that out.
You have to listen really close. So start it again.
Hey, Scott, it's Rita Cosby calling as suggested. I wanted to touch base with you and talk with you further. I am going to be coming out to California this evening and would love to talk with you. I think, God, the time is terrific with all this stuff with the sighting in Washington, and maybe you can incite some other people and jog their memories too and talk about the search effort. And I really think that that's important for people to get that message out and hear it from you. And again, what I would do is if you would feel more comfortable, we could do an interview.
Well, I guess he wasn't going to feel.
Although he gave her more time than he gives other people. He actually listened to her spouse. By the way, let's put this in perspective. This is around the time when we have this Longview, Washington situation. There's a tip that Laci Peterson may have been sighted in a grocery store in Longview, Washington in late January 2003, a month after she's gone missing.
Some pregnant woman was mouthing to the convenience clerk that I'm being held hostage, and either that was a crazy woman or the clerk was crazy.
How many, do you remember how many tips came in about this? Is just one person that was giving this tip, or was this coming?
It was one clerk who said that there was a pregnant woman who looked like Laci and was mouthing something like, "I'm being held hostage. I'm pregnant. I'm being held hostage," and she was like motioning towards the guy who was in the convenience store with him. You know what's funny about
that? No one else corroborated that story but the clerk. Nobody else.
And she didn't say it until like a day later.
Right. She took her time reporting.
Yeah, she's just a mental patient convenience store clerk. You know what I love though? When you hear Rita Cosby, and you hear this in the Larry King message too, how all day long they have to put on this phony, it's really important that you get out your message here. I think the timing is great. And if you'd be more comfortable, and that's all they do all day long, talking to all sorts of creepy people. I realized the first few weeks in radio, my first job, I had to cover some news events, and I had to talk to the local dip poop politicians.
Dip poop?
And I had my little stupid tape recorder out, and I was asking them the stupid question, and they were giving me their stupid answer, and I remember thinking in my head, you know what, I can't do this. Because I was first interview I had with a politician, local guy. I'm thinking, this guy's lying. This guy's full of
crap. I had the same problem with sports. I had to go out and cover like high school basketball and college hockey.
Oh yeah.
And I had to ask the cliche platitude questions and listen to the drony answers. And I can't do this. That's what I thought of when I listened to Rita Cosby. She wants Scott on the show because the whole world is starting to think he did it. Right, you want to have the guy on and put him in the hot seat. And by the way, you can't tell him that. So she's going along with this Longview, Washington search thing, and there's some hope there. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
When he gets in the chair, there's going to be a lot of other things we're going to talk about. They might get to Washington.
She's going to stick a knife in his back.
So you don't blame him in a way for saying bleep you. But
all right, now here's more Rita Cosby, and you'll hear Scott mocking her.
First message. Hey, Scott, it's Rita Cosby. I hope you're doing great.
Rita Cosby.
I wanted to give you a call, as you know, and I think I left the message you raised.
It sounds like somebody from Saturday Night Live doing a little voice. Rita Cosby's a really nice lady.
Well, that's 4 days later, and by then he can't even take Rita Cosby for even 5 seconds.
I wonder how many times she called.
I don't know. These people are relentless. Now,
I would imagine the police only selected, the prosecutors for court play. Certain times where Scott acted up listening to the messages. Because I was going to say, do all of us talk to ourselves when we're retrieving messages?
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah, I do what he does.
I don't know that I do.
I mimic people. I tell them to go F themselves. Yeah,
Here's what you call.
Huh?
I only do that when you're the caller.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really don't want to hear from people. I always like groan when I see messages. I don't like talking on the phone. I don't like using the phone. I don't like getting messages from people because that means I have to like return their messages. You know, it's.
Can I say something about that?
What?
Why, when somebody calls you and leaves a message, and why do you have to call them back?
I've wondered that too, and I've decided I'm not obligated to do that anymore with people. You know, I make people call like me like 2 or 3 times, and then I get the sense that I have to. If I got the message, I got the message. I have nothing else to say in return, and I never know if people are expecting me to return the messages or not. I don't know. I got a whole thing. Same thing with emails. Are you obligated to return all the emails too?
But if they ask you a question.
Well, only if they ask you a question.
You know.
Dad, I don't use that rule with the John and Ken email.
No.
No, I don't answer too many of them.
No, because
I can't be doing that. I take too much time.
Well,
I remember the survey, right? Some people are spending 2 to 5 hours a day at work dealing with email.
Is that
5 hours a day with email?
Now, really, roll back life 10 years ago when there was no email. Everything got along fine. I don't think all this communication is necessary.
There's a company now that they shut down on email.
It's not a resistance to technology because I like computers and I like cell phones and I like the convenience.
But too much is too much.
But I never wanted to live a life where I'm like this open nerve receiving messages and information 24 hours a day from everybody that I've ever known.
Like the cell phone clipped to your belt so you don't miss a call ever?
Yeah, I can't appreciate that. I like being in the car and having my cell phone off and not having any way for anyone to talk to me. That's like a good moment in my life.
It's like I get information constipation. I don't want it. It gets backed up and I don't want it anymore.
It gets backed up and you feel kind of heavy and bloated. And
all right, let's play to the other side of the family. Laci's mom, Sharon Rocha, apparently calls up and leaves a voicemail. Remember, John, very early after the disappearance, there was all this hoopla over the discovery of something in the marina. Remember that?
Yeah.
Turned out to be, I guess it turned out to be an anchor or something like that.
Yeah, it was an anchor.
There was all this news one morning that they're pulling up something from the bay.
Now listen to Scott's response when Sharon tells him that it's an anchor and not a body, because he whistles in one of those. Whew, that was close. Because he's sitting there scared to death that they got the body.
They got something right.
Thing. So he is relieved to find out it's just an anchor. So roll this tape.
First message. Hi, Scott. This is Mom. It's about 1:45. Just wanted to know, I just got a call from Ron Cloward. He's at the marina, and it was a boat anchor. Of course, we knew it wasn't Laci, but I just wanted to, I'm going to call your house in case you don't get this message first. Bye.
Yeah.
Message erased.
That whistle says I dodged that one. I never know.
I'm going to call your house.
That's very clear, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, this is January 11th. Keep in mind, this is before Amber Fry.
Right.
Right? When we were talking about Longview at the end of January, that's when Amber Fry's story came out.
But
January 11th, it's very early in the whole thing. And Sharon Roach is still, calls him, this is Mom.
Right. This is when Laci's family's still talking to him.
If I've heard that one before, I never noticed how clearly you hear his whistle.
No, I haven't heard this one before. Play it again.
I'm going to call your house.
Oh, this is great. All right. We come back. We'll play you the Larry King clip. We also got another message from Jackie, who brings up the Longview situation again and asks Scott about the candlelight vigil. And you'll hear Scott delete her in mid-sentence after she brings up the candlelight vigil. Because he ain't going to no stinking candlelight vigil. It's over a month already. Terry Ray Elmer has the news right now on KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio.
KFI News.
Got Scott Peterson messages. These are all the non-Amber messages. And this one, he's getting another call from his mother, his iffy mother. Hi, it's Mom. And she again brings up this Longview, Washington situation, the convenience clerk who saw a pregnant lady claiming she was being held hostage. And Scott is really just not interested in this Longview story because it's a pain in the neck. So
because it's not Laci. And
listen here.
You don't want to end up going up there.
Well, this is what's funny. I mean, he's got to. It's one thing you have a public persona, but you got to maintain this persona to your mom. And your mom.
I mean, let's review that as many times as we have to. If you are a grieving husband and your wife has gone mysteriously missing, any tip at all is probably something you're hungry for. And this thought Even if it turns out to be a crazy clerk in a grocery store in Longview, Washington that says she saw Laci, you're on that plane. I'm sorry. You are.
Instead,
because you're not thinking rationally when your wife is missing and you're going crazy and you miss her and you want her back. You do, and you go wherever you have to go to follow up any lead, anytime, anywhere. Not this guy. He's making jokes about the posters being put up. He's not calling Longview Police Department right away, but he tells his mother he did. He spoke to someone. He's a liar.
Well, he's in delete mode here.
No,
you'll hear the mom, and then Larry King comes on, and they both get the same treatment. So roll the tape.
First message.
Hello, this is Lee.
Scott, hi. Jody Hernandez calling, 345.
Who's this?
Wondering if you're doing anything on, I'm sure you heard about this candlelight, National Candlelight.
Oh, stop. I hadn't heard that before. Apparently this is a woman that's involved in organizing the candlelight vigil, and he doesn't want to hear about it.
No.
Holy mackerel. This is January 31st.
This is one delete after another. Play that again. That was funny. I didn't expect it. Can you read?
First message.
Hello, this is Lee.
Scott, hi. Jody Hernandez calling, 345. Wondering if you're doing anything on, I'm sure you heard about this candlelight, National Candlelight. Message erased. Next message.
He had a lot more to say, too. That's too bad.
Hi, Scott. It's Mom. Just wondering if you've heard anything from the Longview police yet. Please let me know as soon as you do. And also, Melody called me, and apparently the website's posting a candlelight vigil, which was our idea last Saturday, for tonight at 7 everywhere. So Melody has one on campus.
Message erased.
I don't want to hear about the candlelight vigil anymore. Stop it.
It's too bad he didn't say anything this time, but the delete buttons give you all you need to know.
All right.
He doesn't want to hear about the vigil.
Now she calls back again.
Next message.
I just heard on the Abrams report that she's not on the video. I'm so sorry. I was hoping. Take care. Love you.
Message erased.
She tries to say love you, bye-bye, but... Well, it's funny, but it's sad that he's doing this to his own mother. Right. A wife he should really be missing, and
Now Larry King tries to get in here.
Next message.
Hey, Scott, it's Larry King again. I sure hope you're thinking about doing this. It's the best place for you to appear. It's live.
Message erased. End of messages.
it starts off bad because the expression, I hope you think about doing us, coming out of Larry King. It's so disgusting as hell. But it gets better when he starts deleting Larry.
It's the best place for you to appear. It's live.
Message erased.
I like the way, too, you can sort of hear the voice underneath the beats.
Yeah.
You can still hear Larry going on about it's live. It's not, I think he said it's not edited.
What facts do we know now?
Well, that was 4 mid-sentence deletes in one phone call there. That was in 4 deletes in 1 minute and 10 seconds.
I got to believe Scott had a lot of messages waiting for him during this time period. He probably had enough.
Can't people leave me alone? No.
Hi, Scott. This is Laci. Beep.
All right, this one's good here because eventually, I guess after his mother nagged him enough, he finally does call the Longview Police Department. This is after he's lied to a number of people.
This is the actual call to the police department?
This is the actual call, and what happens is Scott gives up after he's left on hold for about 40 seconds. So we're going to play you the whole thing.
What? The grieving, frantic husband gives up that quickly?
Yeah, so here's Scott calling Longview, Washington police about the tip of Laci being in the grocery store. The whole tape is only 1 minute 12, with the last 40 seconds Scott listening to the on-hold recording.
Longview Police, this is Rindy.
Hi, I'm sorry, I missed your name?
Rindy?
Rindy? Hey, Rindy, my name's Scott Peterson. My wife, Laci Peterson's missing, and I think you're the police department that's looking at tapes of her in this grocery store. Is that correct?
They are looking at tapes, yes.
May I speak with the detective or whoever is, helping her?
Okay. And what was your name again?
Scott Peterson.
And that was an unexpected find. I guess she's not too familiar with the story in Longview, Washington. What was her name again?
But she knows about the tapes. And she's got to be getting 100 phone calls about it.
He says at the beginning, I'm Scott Peterson and my wife Laci and blah blah blah. I know she's got to be getting a lot of calls about it.
And this is a month after Laci's gone, so everybody knows that Scott is the guy, is the suspect.
Maybe news travels slow to Longview.
Wendy in Longview. Hello.
Was it Wendy or Rindy?
Helping her.
Okay. And what was your name again?
Scott Peterson. I'm her husband.
Okay, just a moment.
Hey.
Someone will be with you very soon. You may
now.
access information about the Longview Police Department at www.ci.longview.wa.us/.
Just to get info about the Longview Police Department.
The Longview Police Department would like to remind drivers to take the extra time to park legally and safely. Did you know that it's against the law to park a vehicle against the flow of traffic, even if parking is only allowed on one side of the street?
Really?
This violation is also referred to as parking on the wrong side of the street.
Oh, that is unbelievable. Did he actually say this is also referred to as parking on the wrong side of the street?
Only allowed on one side of the street. This violation is also referred to as parking on the wrong side of the street.
Well, how commonsensical. I wouldn't have thought of that.
See what I mean about getting out of small towns?
Oh, I know. The big problem in Longview is people parking their car wrong.
and there's just some dope on the police recording explaining it.
And what was your name again? I don't know where this town is. Did we finish? Did he
no, he's still on hold.
Sorry.
Oh, that's it?
So he hangs up right after that little part about the parking?
I don't think he could take that. I think he hung.
Once you hear that recorded.
Can you play that again? Just play the whole thing again. Play the whole thing from the beginning.
It was great.
Longview Police, this is Rindy.
Hi, I'm sorry. I missed your name?
Rindy?
Rindy. My name's Scott Peterson. My wife, Laci Peterson, is missing. And I think you're the police department that's looking at tapes of her in this grocery store. Is that correct?
They are looking at tapes, yes.
May I speak with the detective, whoever is, helping her?
Okay. And what was your name again?
Scott Peterson. I'm her husband.
Okay, just a moment.
Hey.
Just a moment.
Someone will be with you very soon. You may access information about the Longview Police Department at www.ci.longview.wa.us/police.
That's quite a long address. Here comes the guy with the parking.
The Longview Police Department would like to remind drivers to take the extra time to park legally and safely. Did you know that it's against the law to park a vehicle against the flow of traffic, even if parking is only allowed on one side of the street? This violation is also referred to as parking on the wrong side of the street.
I was expecting one of those don't drive drunk things. Like a public safety, or buckle up even. But it's like parking on the wrong side. Even if parking's only allowed on one side of the street, you can't park in the wrong direction.
I can't stand.
When we come back.
Well, we got more?
Well, I want to play Heidi and Aaron Fritz. We've never heard from these people. These are apparently Scott's friends who call him up again about the Longview situation.
They're lucky they're not all dead. I'm sure he was wanting to kill again after being called.
I bet you never expected this many hoots in these guys.
No. This is really unexpected. All right, more coming up on the John and Ken Show. KFI AM 640, more stimulating talk radio. KFI, the talk station with the most